everybody, and welcome to another episode of What's Up, Cuz? I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my crazy cousin, the coach himself, Lancey Irvin.
Hey, you know what, Jay? I started to put my hood on because I'm on time today.
You are not calling in sick. You're not doing other things that you've done the last 2 weeks, and it was not your fault last week. I need to start off the show by explaining.
No, you know what, cuz, but the show must go on, and you had the show go on too. I was like, okay, look at him. But now I see you today. Go ahead, cuz.
I gotta tell him. So last week we were supposed to have a show, right? And then Mark Zuckerberg got in trouble with Facebook and the big whistleblower scandal, and the YouTube channel shut down. The Facebook thing was kind of broadcasted. And I was like, look, I don't want to start a show. And then all of a sudden we get cut off in the middle of an interview. So we had to postpone last week's episode due to Facebook and YouTube having a whole lot of technical difficulties. And Lance and I didn't want to bring you a half-ass show and not know if we were going to be on or we were going to get cut off or not. So that's what happened last week for everybody who was wondering what happened.
I tell you what else happened. My stock in Facebook went down for a couple of minutes. I lost some money. Matter of fact, I need to call my financial advisor and see if I got my money back. I was like, y'all better hurry up and come back on. Yeah, I own stock in Facebook, Jay, and I'm sure you might own some too, knowing you. Yeah. I was like,
everybody in a little portfolio took a little hit there. Like, oh, wait a minute, what's happening?
I was like this. My money, my money. Give me my money.
Oh, man. I believe it, man. I believe it. Well, everybody, welcome to What's Up, Cousin. This is your first time joining us. We appreciate you for tuning in on us. If you're watching us on our Sports Zone Chicago app, we appreciate that. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, the Sports Zone Chicago YouTube channel, we appreciate that as well. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on the Facebook feed, that's cool too. Tell us hello. Send us a shout out. Give us a heart or something. But if you're watching us on that app, that Sports Zone Chicago app, we really love you people. Please download that app. The Sports Zone Chicago app can be found at the Amazon store, the Google Play Store, or the iTunes store. So go ahead and go ahead and let us know what you think about the show. Give us some comments, some questions, all that good stuff, because we got a lot to talk about. And we got a great show for you tonight. We got a unique show. We're bringing the comedians back. We bringing in.
Oh my goodness. Our
good buddy Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams is coming on the show at 6:30. Now, I gotta warn you about this dude. You know, he's a White Sox hater. So he and Ivan Vargas, I'm sure they're up to some shenanigans behind the scenes for tonight's show with our White Sox down 2 games and one in this series of Houston. But Kevin is coming on the show. He's going to be on tonight at 6:30, and he's going to talk about his comedy show that he's got going on in Chicago that's coming up later on this month. I might even take my wife to this show as a little date night for us. But it's a big comedy battle. The host of it is our guy, B. Cole. But Kevin Williams is also coming on. But it's a load of comedians that are going to be there on that show. So Kevin is coming up at 6:30. Then at 7 o'clock, we're going to talk some hockey. We're going to talk some hockey, man. We're going to talk some hockey with our guy from the Athletics, Scott Powers. Nope, not game misconduct. Scott Powers, the other hockey guy. Scott Powers is coming on the show tonight. He'll be on at about 7 o'clock, and we're going to talk about the Chicago Blackhawks and their upcoming season, because, you know, the Blackhawks start play on Wednesday. Lance and Ivan, the season is here already. So we'll see what the Blackhawks can do this year. Our guy Scott Powers, there he is from the Athletic. He'll be coming on. We got Scott. He's coming on at 7 o'clock. We're going to talk some Blackhawks hockey. And then at 7:30, you and I are going to talk about our Chicago Sky, who are 1 game up in the WNBA Finals, baby. They 2 games away from winning it all, Lance.
Hey, the Sky's been playing great, Jay. And Jay, also, we need people on Facebook to hit share. They can share the link with other people so they can watch our show. But anyway, hey Jay, I'm gonna save it for later. But I will say, I was at the last Sky game, that home game. Ooh, I had great seats. Ooh,
Oh, we know. Oh, we all know since you were sending us pictures.
ooh. I only sent you once, one or two. I was so close. Candace Park was like, "Hey, Lance, is that you?" I was like, "What's up, Candace? How are you?" I
You
mean,
were so close to. I thought
Coach
you were on the
Williams.
free throw line blocking out.
Hey, Jay, it felt like it. Coach Williams was turning around, giving me thumbs up. I'm like, "What's up, Coach? Let's go get it. Let's go get it." Like you had your hockey jersey on. I should have put on my Sky jersey, but I was kind of like slipping that day, right?
That's
I
okay.
didn't get. I got a late notice. A friend of mine, matter of fact, I will give him a shout out, but I don't know if he wants me giving out his name. But he called me like, "I got some great seats for the Sky game. You want to go?" I'm all in. Jay, free food, sitting there smiling at all the players, waving. What's up, coach? What's up, coach? Hey, it was great. I felt like you, Jay, at the Blackhawks
Well, let
game.
me ask you this, Lance, because what we found out is that the next home game, the home game for the WNBA Finals is actually Friday. It's
Zeke.
Friday night at 7 o'clock Chicago time at Wintrust Arena. Now, I bought tickets. My wife and I are going to the game Friday night. We've been to WNBA games before, but I've never taken her to a Sky game in Chicago. We've seen them when they played on the road when we lived in Minnesota. Can you talk a little bit, Lance, about what the experience is like at a Sky game? At least what it was like for you when you went last week.
Man, first of all, my man Zeke Rogers just came across the screen. Zeke, shout out. I was dialing the wrong number. I was going to try to get you trim up my goatee. But anyway, when we talk about Sky, Jay, it was a great experience. First off, let me start off. It was a high level game, first of all. The players on the court, Copper was huge, Candace partner, Quigley, Vandersloot. It was a great game, man. And Bonner from the Connecticut Sun. The atmosphere was outrageous. There's
Mm-hmm.
about 7,000, 8,000 people there, fans going nuts. And Jay, before you could get into the arena, they checked your vaccination status too now. So you had to have either a copy or you had to have your card, or they was not going to
Mm.
let you in. So I felt safe, with that. And like I said, the crowd was going nuts. It was like who's who of Chicago was there. So it was a great feeling, and fans was just going nuts. And like I said, they put a great product on the court also.
Now, who all did you see? Because I was watching on TV and they kept showing some of the celebrities. Who all did you see while you were there?
Lori Lightfoot was there. Shout out to the mayor. We had my man was there too. DeMar Rosen from the Bulls was there.
Mm.
Patrick Williams was there. Chance the rapper was sitting in the front row waving. So great crowd was there.
I think I saw Kobe White there too.
Kobe was there. Doug Bruno from DePaul was there. Head women's coach at Northwestern was there. John Rogers was in the house. So it was a bunch of people there. Great atmosphere. Like I said, great experience.
Well, and I mentioned that, Lance, because you're right. It was 7,000 to 8,000 people there. I was in the press conference after the game over Zoom, and we kept trying to get the numbers from the Sky in terms of how many people were there. And they were like, the people from Wintrust can't even give us the number because they wasn't expecting this many people. So we don't really know. I was like, oh, crap. So, but I believe it was about 7,000 to 8,000, Lance. So I went, I bought my tickets the other night after they won, and I can tell you for the game Friday, the lower bowl is already sold out. So you're not getting anything on the lower level. The upper deck was pretty much about 75% sold out when I bought my ticket. So there's a chance that Wintrust Arena may be sold out. And if that happens, I know for a fact that's going to be the first time in the history of the Chicago Sky that they will have had a sellout crowd there. And how many people does Wintrust seat? Do you know?
I want to say like 8,500, Jay, to maybe 10. We're safe to say 8,500.
Okay, we'll have Ivan look that up to get the just because I've never been in that arena actually. Every Sky game at home, I haven't been in there. Every Sky game I saw them at home was when they were playing at the Rosemont at Allstate Arena out there in Rosemont.
I'll tell you, Jay, it's not a bad seat in the house, right? You know,
It's
like that's what they.
10. Sorry, Lance. It's
That's all right.
10,387
Three.
seat stadium.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, so that's pretty good. And if you say it was 7,500 at least,
Jay, it was easy 7,500. It was nice, like I said, great atmosphere. No seat is a bad seat to me in there, and the court looks nice. They have graphics, different things for the fans to do. So it was a great experience.
nice, very nice, very nice. Well, in the Sky are up 1-0. We're going to talk a little bit about them in the last part of the tonight show, but shout out to them and best of luck to them. They got a game tomorrow out there in Phoenix. And we also may have a special guest to jump in at 7:30 to help us talk about the Skies. Our girl Annie from the Chicago Sun-Times. She's currently out there in Phoenix. She's covering the practice in the post game and the after the practice. She's doing some interviews, and I know she's probably on the deadline. But I'm trying to get Annie to come on just to talk about what it was like out there in Phoenix for that first game.
Annie knows her stuff, but if Jay, thinking about it, it was probably crazy in Phoenix because, like I said, Phoenix lost home court yesterday, right? And if I'm thinking, Jay, they probably talking about the foul count. Diana Taurasi was in foul trouble. Brittany Griner was in foul trouble. So they probably talking about the foul count. But what they need to talk about is how they going to stop Copper.
Right.
He needs to be high on the list.
I agree.
Crazy yesterday.
I agree. So good luck to our Sky. We'll talk a little bit more about them coming up later on in the show. Hey, other topics here to start the day off. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Let's talk about the Bears. They've won 2 games in a row. Lance, that's called a winning streak. Something we have not seen here in Chicago in God knows how long. A winning streak by the Bears.
Hey Jay, I was almost at the point a couple of weeks ago. I thought about finding me a side piece team, hanging out with you and Maya and Irvin. I kind of got to a point where maybe I need to find me a side piece team, but I would never do that to my Bears.
See now, don't put me in a side piece conversation, Lance. I said if I had to, I was going to go ahead and pick Detroit, but that's neither here nor there. All right, I'm on the Bears 100%. If I had to, Lance.
He's still married for now.
Hey Jay, I tell you what though, how big was Khalil Mack yesterday?
Woo! He was playing like Khalil Mack yesterday.
Hey, he looked like for real. He almost looked like the other 5 too. I'm not gonna go to those extremes though, but he looked great, Jay. Right? I think he put his stamp on the game yesterday. I mean, he was all over the place, but big time players need to do that.
I agree, man. Hey, man, the Bears played well. They played well. They went out there to Las Vegas. And if you were at the game in Las Vegas, please let us know what it was like. If you got pictures, put them on the Facebook page or something. Let us know what it was like out there. Because there's a whole lot of Chicago folks that went out there. And the funny part is, I don't think half of them went to the game.
And you know what, Jay? I wish Ivan could roll the tape because Ivan, a friend of mine, a cousin of mine, was on the show a couple of weeks ago. I don't know about going to Vegas, airfare this, airfare that, the food, hotel rooms just to see the Bears lay an egg. I wouldn't go. That's what my co-host said, but I'm not going to bring that up, though. I told you should have went.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I'm kind of like, I can't. Well, we won't get into that. But yes, I know people went out there, had a good time. I know Bulu Master was out there. Bulu was out there. He threw a party in Chicago, house party in Vegas.
Zeke, everybody did you go to the party? My man Zeke probably went to the party too. That's Zeke, man. Zeke, hit me up and let me know if you went to the party in Vegas, Zeke.
Yeah, I don't think Jason was going to spend a couple $1,000 if he knew Andy Dalton was starting at quarterback. There were stipulations to what Jason was going to do, and they just didn't line up with it right now. So that's where he.
Yeah, I was smart. I had to buy that plane ticket 14 days ahead of time, and they didn't make their decision about Justin Fields until like 12 days. So Jay, I wasn't spending that money to watch that fool quarterback.
Plus, I tell you what, I was a little nervous because David Montgomery was injured too, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I wasn't too, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't too
enthusiastic.
Not saying we weren't going to win, but I was a little hesitant, I don't know. But I mean, Fields took a shot early on too, Jay. I have to bring that
Yeah.
up. Like I felt for the young fella. I was like, oh, whoa, hit the turf sooner. Hit the turf sooner. But do you think Vegas, do you think the Raiders are a good team?
I
Like,
think
what's
the
your real
Raiders are.
thoughts on
I
the
think they're
Raiders?
an average team. I think, and I said this on Sean and Maya this morning. I definitely think John Gruden's email from 10 years ago, how they brought that up the day before the game. I think that was a distraction for them because they were dealing with that in the media. So I definitely think that was a little bit of a distraction to them. But I mean, I have to give the Bears credit. They played well. They played very well defensively. Their offense, now that we got Matt Nagy in offensive play calling jail, that he can't call the plays. We got Bill Lazor doing it. I think it was great to see. Here's my only thing though about the Bears, and I'm
Break
not
it
trying
down
to
to me,
complain
Kev.
about them. I think they can with offensive game plans so that they can win the game. But everybody needs to get used that this is going to be similar to what we always see with the Bears in how they win. You're going to need to play excellent defense, and you're going to have to run the ball like crazy. So for those of us who are hoping for a 2021 offensive explosion and wide receivers running all crazy routes, and we ain't going to get that. If we want to win, you better run the ball, play some defense, and get some play action passes, and Justin can run the ball every once in a while to bootleg.
I think we got, and I mentioned it with Sean. I think we got a plate to eat off of now. Meaning that there's a foundation there. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be an offensive explosion, but this running style, this type of offense with Justin leading it, I think it can lead to big plays down the field if you are able to use Justin right and call the plays accordingly. I feel more confident with Bill Lazor doing that. I agree with you to a point. I just feel like using this type of an offensive style will lead to some big plays down the field if you're smart and if you're able to set it up correctly.
I mean, kind of like Jason just said, I didn't see you on the show this morning, Jay. But in order to win with the new quarterback, with the rookie quarterback, kind of like Tampa Bay did in the Super Bowl last year, you have to be able to run the ball. We all know that. If your ground attack is good, then you control the time of possession and you have a better chance. So you're not putting Justin Fields in a situation where he's dropping back to pass all the time and then people start teeing off on the right. So I think we did a good job establishing the ground game. And then, Justin Fields would get loose a little bit more because he has a strong arm and he's accurate. And I think he started doing a better job reading where the blitz was coming and understand different situations and stuff. So, I mean, I'm happy for him. I think he's going to continue to get better. See, Zeke didn't go, but he had on his Vince Evans jersey. Jay, do you have a Vince Evans jersey?
I do not have an old school Vince Evans. That's a real throwback. Zeke, if you got that probably worth some money because ain't nobody else got one. But I like that. Yeah, I like the approach though. I mean, it's just like a military conflict. You can have the Air Force control the air, but if you want to finish out the enemy, you better have a ground game. You better have an army and some Marines who can get in there on the ground game because all fights eventually end on the ground. You can do all the fancy stuff you want, but you better have a ground game. You ain't got no ground game, you ain't gonna do nothing. So I was very happy to see that they did that without David Montgomery, who's still out injured. I thought Herbert ran well. I thought Williams ran well. And because my Bears fandom is tempered down, I've taken my emotional ties away from the team. I can really kind of objectively see them even better than I was able to before. And what I will say is that yesterday they played a great game. Their defense was outstanding. Our kicker, he had missed since, I don't think this dude has missed since we got him because the other dude, he got injured. We ain't never seen him no more.
I think he has a Bears. I think it's a Bears record 34th Street or so. I'll check it again.
Yeah, he had missed. So he I got my job.
He made the most of his opportunity, Jay.
Yes, he did.
And also, I mentioned to this a little bit ago. I know the offensive line is not the best line.
Sure.
But I think Cody Whitehurst, I think they're doing a nice job. I don't know what you and Irvin to think, but it hasn't been like I thought it was going to be going into the season.
Well, they ain't no world beaters, but they've been effective.
Yeah, it was a 34. Sorry, it was a 34. It was a 34 game field goal streak.
There you go.
A 34 kick streak. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I mean, I think they're serviceable. Let's put it like that. They've been serviceable. There are certain plays though when you see you're like, oh Lord, look out. But I mean, that's gonna happen to the best of every once in a while. It just happens more frequently with the Bears.
Mhm.
But I do agree with what Sean has been saying for a couple of years now. You got to run the ball, man. And Armando, our guy Armando, he's usually on here. He's a former offensive lineman. He'll tell you, man, they want to hit people. They don't want to be in a defensive posture and pass protection all the time. You got to run the damn ball. So I was very happy to see them just come up with a plan. Just come up with a plan. If this is what your talent allows you to do, then just do it, man. And, it's going to be boring, but boring wins sometimes. So if boring can win, go with it.
Exactly, Jay. And you know how people always talk about the Baltimore Ravens, where they're going to run and Lamar needs to be more of a drop back passer. Well, he is dropping back passing a little more, but Baltimore don't mind running the football.
Right.
They will run it. He will take off a run. I mean, so you have to always establish the ground game, I think. And I know we always talking about we want to see an aerial show, but like you just said earlier, you have to do what you need to do to win the ball game.
Yeah, I agree. And, they did what they needed to do. And that's all you can ask for right now. Matt Nagy is going to be the coach. Ryan Pace is going to be the GM. We stuck with them to the end of the year. So you can't do nothing about it. Just try to roll with them and do the best you can. So,
because let me ask you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we play next week? Is it the Green Bay Packers?
I was just getting ready to go into that. The Green Bay Packers is who we're playing next week.
So
it is Packers-Bears rivalry week, and Aaron Rodgers is coming to town. So we're going to see how well this is going to work against the Packers.
But this what concerns me. And Ivan, I need you on the screen for this too. This is what concerns me. Would everybody send an email to Nagy and tell him, do not take over the play call and responsibilities because we're playing the Green Bay Packers. We have been just fine the last couple of games. So please don't take it personal. Don't think you need some more limelight. Because I got a feeling, Jay, he might try to take over play calling for next week.
I don't think he's going to be able to do that because I don't think they're going to allow him to do it. So
okay.
I think, them days are probably gone. His job on the line. That's why he had to give up the play call in the first place. So I don't think he's going, because the team is winning, so that's making him look good. So I don't think he's going to do that.
I hope so.
I feel like with Matt Nagy, he finally has realized that. Right, I'm not going to praise him for his play calling. I'm not going to dismiss him as a man because I feel like people kind of misconstrue when we go ahead and jump on him like we do with his play calling and how bad the offense has been. It's not trying to take a shot at some people, even though some people do, at who he is as a man. It's just he has an obvious connection with his players, right? When he's focused on his players, when he's focused on what can I do to help this man out? What can I do to help my quarterback out? What can I say? What have I seen? Because I'm paying attention now to the field that can help out my guys. So I feel like with that, he'll be able to keep, at least linger around. I mean, he'll stay I don't think he's going anywhere in my opinion, period. But I think with that, you could become a really good coach that way. You know what I mean? You could become a valuable asset to the team that way. I just feel like Matt, as a man, it has just a little bit too much pride and doesn't realize, like, hey, man, you got to let go at a certain point.
Gotcha.
Right. You got to let go, man. You got to let go. But, hey, man, since you mentioned it, it is Bears-Packers week. So I found something for you, Vernon. I found something for you, Armando. This is something that they're doing up here in Wisconsin where I live.
What?
Candy corn bratwurst. Take a good look at that last night.
Off my stomach.
It's a candy corn bratwurst. A Wisconsin meat market unveils this as a Spooktoberfest sausage. And there are people actually buying this thing and cooking it last night. So candy corn is like one of my favorite Halloween candies. And that in itself, I know that some people are just sacrilegious who think candy corn is people think candy corn is the worst candy ever made. And I can't get enough. I actually have a bag of the Brox. But the Brox, you got to get the Brox. The other ones are terrible. But I love candy corn. So they decided to put it in a bratwurst, Lance. Do you want to give that one a try?
No. I love the candy corn because Grandma Eva always had candy corn at her house. But the brats, I'll let you and Sharice try them, and then you tell me.
You know my wife is not about to try that. She can't stand brats or candy corn.
Jay, are you going to try one?
This is a hard one for me the whole story is they say it tastes salty and sweet at the same time. You get the sweetness from the candy corn along with a little saltiness from the brat. But you know, up in Wisconsin, they put all sorts of stuff on bratwurst. You know, they put the sauerkraut, they got the mustard, they got the Patty said no thank you. So,
are you eating that is it being served on a pretzel roll? Pretzel bun.
It's being served just like in a regular like bratwurst bun, as far as I would know. Armando said he'll try it. Patty said hell no. So and I'll try a lot of stuff, but
I'll tell you what we
I couldn't understand how they got the candy corn in the damn bratwurst, but okay. So that was my first concern about it, but. Maybe I'll do it for the show next week.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that. Matter of fact, let me write that down. Ivan, make sure you tape it so we can bring it back up. Make sure you cooking your brats. That'll be Wednesday night when the Sky's playing. No, matter of fact, save it for Monday.
I'll do that for the show next Monday. I will try a candy corn brat live on our show. So that's just Wisconsin, man. You know how they are. Beer, cheese, bratwurst. And someone came up with the brilliant idea. Hey, what happens if we put candy corn in it? So there we go. We're going to have bratwurst stuffed with candy corn. What can I say?
Oh, it sounds like it's all you. I would not partake. Just let me know. No.
You're not partaking in that one. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. But hey, it is time for our first commercial break of the show. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have comedian Kevin Williams. He's going to come on the show. We're going to talk about what he's doing, and he's got a lot of thoughts on sports. Lots.
Yeah, I remember last time he was on the show.
So we got that coming up. We got our jump ball question coming up, and we got more topics we're going to talk about. You're watching What's Up, Cuz. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
Compassion, noun. Sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. We're all born with it. It's in us. Don't believe me? When you hear a baby cry, something pulls at you. You want to ease that pain. You want to soothe that hurt. No one had to teach you that. It's called compassion, and it's in you. However, at some point you turned it off when it came to me.
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 The cries of my soul have gone unheard, but today, you will hear me.
My heart has wailed a melody loud enough to shatter your ears, and you ignored me. But this week, you will hear me. This body has beat the drums of anguish, only to be silenced. But this month, you will hear me.
This year,
this decade,
this century,
I will be heard, and you
will be the one to hear me. And when I am finally heard,
show compassion. Show compassion.
Show compassion.
Remember, it's in you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Paul, along with my cousin, the coach himself, Lance C. Irvin. And hey, man, it's time for the jump ball segment.
You know what, Jay? A couple of weeks ago, I gave you the business. The week before that, I gave you the business. So, what are we doing this week?
So we got a good jump ball question. We're doing it because in honor of our guest, Kevin Williams, he gave us the damn idea for the segment. So I'm sure once he jumped on, he gave us his idea. So
what's the question, Irvin? Bring it on. Let me see what it is.
Baby.
What is it? What is it?
Let's see, boy.
We're having technical difficulties with Ivan. Ivan having technical difficulties. I even know I'm going to win it anyway.
All right, here we go. Man, sorry, guys. I had a little technical problem. The jump ball question is: should Texas A&M have been fined for their fans storming the field in the win against Alabama on Saturday?
So what's the question?
Should Texas A&M have been fined for their fans storming the field against Alabama Saturday?
Okay. So the background of this is that the Texas A&M beat Alabama on Saturday, and their fans stormed the field and after the victory. And today, I think the SEC, there's the fans storming the field. Today, the SEC announced they are fining Texas A&M $100,000 to the university because they fans stormed the field. Lance, you go first on this one. I want to hear this.
You know what? In the words of my cousin Jason, I hate using this word. Hell yeah, they should have been fined. At the end of the day, I'm like, that's Jay. That's the Crimson Tide out there. You know how many pros were on that field during that game? Storm the field. Act like y'all used to win at Texas A&M. You know I love y'all, but Jay, it's a lot of money on that field, ladies and gentlemen. And let's not talk about COVID We were fortunate last year to have the opportunity to get a season in. Now they trying to ruin it before it really starts again, even though they won. But like I said, we need everybody to stay safe. And also, we know Jason, Sharice, everybody around Texas A&M. If we think Texas A&M don't have $100,000 just to give away, they do. We're fooling ourselves. Yeah, they should be fined $100,000. I'm all for taking care of the student athletes. I know the fans excited because they won. I get all that, but stay off the field. And Jay, also, let's talk about the turf. Let's talk about that Texas A&M field. I'll leave you alone right now. I haven't gave me like 2 minutes. That's not my fault. Let's talk about the turf they have to redo.
Hey, man, get up, man. Shut up, man. Yo, you might like 2 minutes, man. He taking advantage of the technical difficulties. Y'all got to ignore my cousin. No, they shouldn't be finding them people. Storming the field, storming the court is a part of going to college. We all do dumb shit when we go to college. So why we gonna stop them from doing some dumb shit now? They beat Alabama. Alabama, for the love of God, the Crimson Tide. You're lucky all they did was storm the field. You're lucky they didn't rip down the goalposts and take the seats home with them as well. My God, they're college students. This is what they do. Ain't nobody bothering Nick Saban's old ass. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him. And guess what? They football players. You think these people are stupid enough to run up on a football player in full gear? You'll get your ass whooped on national TV. So yes, let them storm the field. Let them have some fun. It was 106,000 people in the stadium. They were there to have a good time. Wasn't nobody wearing no mask, no way. I know, I was there last week. Woo!
Time. Yeah, something was going on. My clock was going real slow. I was stuck on 47 for about 2 minutes for Lance, and it did the same thing with Jason. I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with Jason, Lance. I've seen this way too often, where fans storm the court, they storm the field after a big game. I thought that was part of the college experience. You know what I mean? You win a big game, you storm the field, you have that experience. Everybody's celebrating on the field. I agree with Jason.
Ivan, let me ask you a question. What is the nickname for the SEC? That's the league Texas A&M and Alabama plays it, right? What's the nickname for the SEC? The Junior NFL. Why do we call it the Junior NFL? Because it's what out there, Jason and Ivan? What is
NFL players out there? I mean, I get it.
But where's Alabama ranked? Where's Alabama ranked?
Fifth.
They're number 1 in the country.
But Lance, there's future NFL players all over.
Don't play, y'all. If college football is in trouble. I can't help they lost though, but still though. But anyway,
I get what you're saying, but there's NFL players all over the country. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of them do come from Alabama, but there's NFL players all over the country that embrace when they go ahead and beat a big team, a rival. And then, they get their fans to come on the field and celebrate.
Look at them. They look all happy. Look at this big goofy with the mustache. He gonna be the first dude to get ran over.
Where was Jason? Let me ask you, Ivan. Let me ask you guys. Where are the dogs and where's the fence to keep the people off?
The dogs.
Where's the dogs? Where the fence?
What are you, the United States Border Patrol? All of a sudden, you're sending children to concentration camps?
Where's Reveille? I can't think of the dog's name.
Reveille?
Where's Reveille? Where are the 10 Reveilles when you need them? You know how much that SEC field costs, cuz?
Wait, you talking about Reveille? The cadets were the ones storming the damn field, man. They were the ones leading the charge.
I can't wait to see whose side Kevin is.
I can't either. Let's bring Kevin on. I'm sure Kevin got thoughts on this. Our next guest, I hope he's not having technical difficulties too. But our next guest, he's a friend of the show. He is the idea behind the jump ball segment. He's a good friend of our show. He's been on before. He's going to come on here to talk about some sports, but he's also talking about what he's got going on coming up here later on this month in the Chicago area. We want to talk to him about some comedy. We want to talk to him about some sports. Our good friend, Kevin Williams. Kev, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Jason? What's up, Lance? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Man,
we can hear you, brother. We see you in your Bulls jersey.
first of all, Kevin, I liked you, Kevin, but where's your number 12 at, Kevin, first of all?
Hey, man, I'm trying to keep Zach LaVine in the city. And if you see enough of these shirts walking around, he'll re-sign.
What about Io Do Sumo, our own Chicago's own? You know,
well, hey, I like Patrick Williams, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Y'all heard it here first. Patrick Williams, Defensive Player of the Year.
That's not a bad prediction either,
Mark
Kevin.
it down.
I can roll with you on that one, Kevin.
Over Giannis? Oh, you taking him over Giannis?
Did you see him play defense last year? That young man learned. He's gotten better. And he's gonna be and with the coach and plus with the players we got, that's all we need him to do is play defense. Defensive Player of the Year, man.
Oh, okay. you calling that? But okay, I'm gonna come back to you on that, Kev. But you had a great jump ball question. Talk to me about that, because my cousin has lost his mind. Man, they shouldn't storm the field. Tell him, Kevin. I know you're on my side. I'm just gonna sit back and listen.
Yeah, first of all, they should fine them just because they recruited Johnny Manziel. Forget the storm in the field. They should be fined for that. And then the fans know that storming the field, that's so passé now. We just got them to stop tearing down the goalpost. Now they still storming the field. Yes, I'm with you, Lance. Find them. And what's an Aggie anyway? What is an Aggie?
That's a damn good question. I bet Sharice, I might have to ask my wife. I'm celebrating team. I don't even know. It's a agricultural creature, I think. I don't know.
You don't know. Stop making up stuff.
See? And I'm not bailing you out on this either. Kevin,
Lance, you used to work in the damn school.
I'm not bailing you out. I'm on Kevin's team. I'm not saying a word. I'm talking to Kevin. So Kevin, storming the field is old. What should they do other than storm the field? Should they break dance?
Well, I hope they got a lot of cameras. Get some face recognition cameras in there, and get all the students and charge them extra for books. That would make up the money, and then fine them for storming the field.
Hey, Kev, we didn't see a mask. I didn't see a mask anywhere. I'm like, oh my! I would have sprinted off that field if I'm a player. What's your statement behind that, cousin Jason? What you saying about my pros getting COVID?
I mean, it's Texas, man. Ain't nobody wearing a mask in the whole damn state. So why you picking on the college kids? Ain't nobody wearing no mask down there.
For real, dude. I was just in Houston last weekend. I'm the only one with a mask on, and I'm walking around the mall going, "How come I'm the only one with a mask on?"
So, Kevin,
really?
Did you fall for the peer pressure and take your mask off?
No, because if I catch COVID, I can't do no shows, and I need this money.
Jason was in the stands a couple of weeks ago with no mask on because he didn't want to do the show, Kev. He didn't want to do the show.
Come on, Jason. Come on, man.
Now he got the nerve to have his screen frozen. But Kev, talk to me about the Bulls. What you think about the Bulls this year?
Oh man, they look so good. They look like they meshing. Caruso, it's like, I think, man, he's getting more freedom. I mean, if you watch some of these preseason games, man, he looked like this guy's gonna really be a factor this year. And it's so sad that it's bad that Kobe White hurt his shoulder at the worst time, man. At the worst time. I was thinking maybe he could come off the bench as a sixth man, but until he gets well, we really can't tell where he gonna fit in this year. Do you think he might be the sixth man?
You know what? It's kind of hard to say, right? Because I think they have an abundance of guards over there. I think Caruso has been playing well. I think the one thing about the Bulls, to me, just watching them, I'm a little leery about our size on the inside. I shouldn't say our size because I'm a Piston fan. But other than Big Vu,
right,
and maybe, Patrick Williams, he's undersized for his position. I'm concerned about our inside game. I like the kid, I can't think his name, Morgan or something like that, the athletic kid that's been starting at the power forward spot. But I'm concerned about their size. What you think, Jay?
Well, with Vuk in the middle, I mean, and Patrick Williams in the starting lineup, the bench is what I'm more concerned about. That's what I'm more concerned about. I think we have a great starting lineup, even with Caruso. You're right, though. The size, we do have a little size problem. But, man, if they get them to play defense, that could be taken. That could be eliminated. Good defense, man, you can almost overlook not having the size if your team plays good team defense.
One thing I was talking to Jason about, Kevin, a couple of weeks ago, if you watch the Olympics, your guy, Zach, whose jersey you have on, I thought he played defense in the Olympics. Hopefully, it could translate to this season. I'm sitting there like, Zach, why you don't play defense like that all the time? Do you think he's capable of playing defense, or what you think?
Come on, Lance. He played good defense last year. Come on now. He didn't. It wasn't. He improved from when he was playing for Boylan. His defense improved. That was his first year with the new coach, and you can't keep saying, well, he's scoring. He improved playing defense last year. So let him take a step up. New coach, man. He knows he's a leader. He got DeMar DeRozan. So some of that pressure is taken off of him for scoring. So now he can play defense.
I think the thing's going to help him, Jason, is Lonzo Ball. One thing I said when they traded for Lonzo, he's a good defensive player. At his size, 6'6", right. He's long. I think he's going to have a great year on the defensive end. Pastor Derek, I'm glad you joined us, Pastor Derek. You were a little late. Kevin, you got to get people. We got to get my brother-in-law, Pastor Derek, to come to one of your shows because he was late. Matter of fact, but anyway, I think with the length, with the size of the guards, at least the guards, I think from the perimeter we'll be okay. Once again, I'm just a little concerned about our inside game, fellas, guarding the ball. Hopefully Lonzo will set the tone coming. Caruso coming off the bench to add a punch. I like Troy Brown. I think Troy Brown can really shoot it. I'm pulling for our guy Io from Chicago to get some more minutes coming off the bench. Right. But I think they're good enough probably to go to the first round. I'm not sure past the first round, but we'll see though.
Well, we'll see.
What do you think? What about Kobe? What do you think Kobe gonna do?
Man,
what's his position now?
I like Kobe. Like I used to argue with Jason about Kobe last year. I think Kobe is a combo guard. People get mad at him about, he's not a point. I think Kobe is just a guard. Kobe is like
I agree, Pastor Rice. Tallest midget in the circuit is still a midget.
But I think Kobe is a good guard. He has size. Kobe's like 6'4". He might be a little bit bigger than that. When I watch him in practice, I go to a couple of practices every year. He can shoot it. He can handle. I think he turned the ball over a little bit too much than what they like. But I think Kobe is a good player. I mean, Jason and them argue he's not a point guard. What's your thought on him, Kev? And I'll let you change it, Jay. I'm just curious. You like Kobe?
On Kobe?
Yeah. You like
I think he's a great guard, like you say, but he's not a two guard. He's not a point guard. He could play two guard, but he don't have those nights where he can really fill it up.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see how they use him this year, right? Because, like I said, he could score, and I don't know if they're gonna use him as a trade chip, but at the end of the day, I like the young man, and I think he's talented.
All right, well, we'll see. He's definitely going to get an opportunity as the Bulls are still going through a couple preseason games before they tip off later on this month. Hey, Kevin, let's talk about a subject that I know you want to talk about. The Chicago White Sox, your favorite team, right?
No.
I need to go get my other. I need to go bring out my other piece of jewelry, Jason. I forgot about that. What's wrong with the Sox, Kev?
Look, they can't hit, man. You can't win those series and have two games where you go powerless. You can't. They had a good game, and it was late when they started hitting late in the game. But you can't go 2 games and not hit, man. In the playoffs, you got to be consistent. You got to be. If you're gonna go down, you better go down because the other team was playing just as good as you. But you can't have these power outages.
So, Kevin, you basically saying those 18 base hits or whatever they had in the first couple of games, they need to have some doubles or some home runs to generate some runs.
They wasn't winning. It wasn't enough to get them winning. You think about the season, man. You think of all them games where they was having having those double-digit wins and they was really winning. And then when you come into the playoffs, you was on them first 2 games. They just wasn't hitting like they was used to. And Houston had an answer for it. Now they played good yesterday, but they gotta have that same consistency in the next game. They cannot have a power outage or they gone.
But let me ask you this, Jay. I don't know if y'all read it, and I could be wrong. Did somebody on the White Sox try to insinuate that somebody from Houston, they might have been stealing signals?
Yeah, it was Ryan Tepera. He insinuated that Houston was stealing signs in the games down in Houston. And let's be honest, it is Houston. They already been busted for doing that. So, they've been convicted already of doing this stuff. So, who's to say if they were doing it or not?
Right. Hey, you know what? If your girlfriend catch you cheating, she gonna think you cheating all the time. No matter what you do, you be like, who in that bathroom with you? No, baby, I'm just in here washing my face, Dad.
I agree, Kevin. You know when there's smoke, there's fire, man. When there's smoke, there's fire. Hey, let's talk a little bit too, because Kevin, I know you kind of I said when we got our guy Scott Powers coming on tonight, talk about hockey. Kevin's like, yeah, I don't do hockey. But the Bears have won 2 games in a row, Kevin. Can you believe it?
Man, hey, bro, I was kind of like T.O. Terrell Owens yesterday. Remember when Justin got hurt and he came back in the game and played? I was like, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. That's how proud I am of him. We got to let this man take his lumps. We need, if he going to go out there and throw for 111 yards but still win the game, man, he didn't throw an interception yesterday. So that's a good thing. And so he's learning, man, and we gotta just get behind him, man. The running game, the running game is good without Montgomery. I hope he come back, man. But to have a consistent running game, hey, Jason, I'd agree with you. You can control the air, but you better control that ground game too.
That's right.
And they did that. And I'm glad that we got rid of the head coach from play calling. We playing good now that he's not calling the plays now.
I agree. And see, Kevin will get it too. So Ivan gets it because Ivan was in the Navy. And Kevin, you were in the Coast Guard, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, they know, like, the way you fight a war, you can control the air, but you better have somebody you can send in on some amphibious ships or something.
There you go. And you got to have – and the defense played good. Robert Quinn, he is playing a monster this year.
Yeah, Quinn is, you know what, Kev? I like Quinn has been excellent this year so far. I like what Quinn has been doing. Do you think the offensive line is good enough? Like earlier I told Jason said the word serviceable. Do you think they've been serviceable? You think they could be good enough to get us like 10-6, maybe 8-8? What you think?
Man, they can't stop nothing. They can't stop the flood, bro. Did you see that one play where Justin went back 3-step drops and they was on him on 2? Come on, man. In the middle, that's like the most important part. What's his name? Borum?
Yeah.
Like, this how bad the offensive line is. They looking forward to him coming back. That's how bad it is. This guy, he don't play that good, but we're hoping that he gets healthy. No, I don't think it's hard to fix an offensive line in the middle of the season. Am I right, fellas?
Ivan, come on the screen. Ivan, I need you with this one.
Yeah.
Too. It's hard to fix the offensive line. But like I was saying, can serviceable Jay get them to 10-6? Can a serviceable offensive line get us to 10-6?
Yes. But it's not the offensive line that's gonna get us there. We just need him. We just need them to not let Justin Fields take hits like he did yesterday.
Because that first hit he took, Kevin, it scared me. Like when they hit him, I was like, and he went out the game.
I fell down. My stomach dropped. Like it was just like no. Like we got everything in our and now it's all taken away from us like this. It was very, very scary for me.
So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think he showed real toughness by coming back in the game? Because like you said, Kevin, when he came back in the game, I was like, young fella, I hope you're okay. But that got to give him some extra points, right? I was sitting there like, he got toughness. Because he got his bell right.
And he went in the tent. I wonder what he said in the tent. Do you think he was like, man, I can't let Andy take my job. I just got this job. This week.
Hey, they probably said, hey.
He went in there, he's like, I'm good.
Hey, Khalil Mack and the guys probably sent a message. Hey, young fella, you need to be okay. Don't stay here too long. You need to be okay.
And he continued to take shots.
Right.
He continued to take shots throughout the rest of the game. And then, if you looked at those, I point to like that last drive. There was 3 throws. The one to Allen Robinson, there was a pass interference. If Allen doesn't get his arm ripped off, his body, he's going to get that right arm up and make the catch. It was a dime. The throw to Darnell Mooney, where nobody else but Darnell could catch it, stood in the pocket, took a hit, and delivered, right? And then you got the one after that to Cole, right. similar to where Darnell, not on the field, but similar pass in the middle of the field to Cole Kmet, put it only where he could catch it. The kids stepped up. Like there's no phasing this Justin Fields. Like I saw it from the jump. I saw it in rookie minicamp. Right, he was going ahead. He was bringing those guys on. He was taking these going to be cut guys. Some of them, most of them, going to be cut guys and leading them, jumping on veteran receivers right off the jump when he gets an opportunity, talking to guys, being vocal, playing the part, walking the walk. Justin Fields, man, I just feel like when it's all said and done, nobody's gonna say anything bad ever about Justin Fields.
I know what can beat him though. I know it can beat him, Kevin and Lance.
What's that, cuz?
He a black quarterback for the Chicago Bears in the city of Chicago. We got women.
Kevin, don't lie.
Man, he's not lying. He's not lying.
Kevin, no, I ain't lying because Kevin see him all the time when they come to his shows and everything else.
Right.
Can they get him, Cam? Can they get him? Can they get him?
I'm going to try to pull him to the side like, look, man, you need to leave him alone, bro. You got a long season. You the man now. You my quarterback, man. You my quarterback.
Hey, Cam, what does a young fella need? What type of women does he need to look out for? If you was giving him advice what to look out for.
Anything that live past 79th Street. Anything below that, he good. Nothing past 79th.
Yeah, what's wrong with past 79th? What's wrong with past 79th?
Near Northside, Evanston, Schaumburg, you good. Nothing past 79th, bro.
Yeah, there's some good ones past 79th.
Yeah, but we trying to win a Super Bowl. You can talk to them when the season over.
Kev, why needed Jordan live past 79th? When she got Mike.
When she got Mike, she moved on 79th. She like, I ain't keeping this man living by the Regal. I'm out of here.
It was like in the 100 areas when he grew up.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Hey Kevin, let's talk a little bit about I want to talk about something that's the hot topic right now. Here's my thing. I think comedy is one of the last true bastions of true expression of the First Amendment in the United States in this country right now. The media, because of the previous president, you know, we got kind of tanked. Everybody questions what we say. Social media has really hurt what people can say and not be condemned for it. So I think comedians, you all still have kind of had that grace where you can kind of say what you want, express it as art, and people for the most part accept it unless you do something crazy over the top and start calling people the N-word from the stage like my man did a few years ago. But the David Chappelle controversy in Netflix right now, I am very troubled by this because as a journalist, I'm a First Amendment protector. Okay. And people want to have this man canceled for his routine. And I thought he explained it very well. I watched it this afternoon and I didn't see what the controversy was about. And also because it's not stuff that he hasn't talked about before in the past. So would you being a comedian, just what is your take on this whole David Chappelle thing and people wanting Netflix to cancel him? And the Netflix CEO came out and said, no, we ain't doing that. Plus he make us too much money.
Right. That first of all, you can't cancel Dave Chappelle. He's too big. There's no way. There's no way you can tell everybody that loves Dave Chappelle quit watching him and don't support him. The man is intelligent. He's smart, and he's giving his opinion. Second of all, the controversy comes because Dave is telling the transgender community that, okay, I'm with y'all. I'm gonna support you, but you cannot make me believe that a woman that was born a man is now a woman. You can't do that. Now I'm gonna respect that part of you, but this is what's inside of me. You can't touch that. So he's expressing his opinion, and he's doing it in a comedic way. And to me, when you say stuff with humor, you gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's done with humor and not hate, it's funny. I've had people, man, y'all all was in the lunchroom and we had to talk about each other. If somebody said something bad about you and it was funny, you was like, hey, yeah, that was funny. It was wrong. My head is that big. He was right. He is right. So it's done with humor. And another thing, people got to understand, we all get our turn. We all get our turn. We done had our turn. Chinese people had their turn. Black people. Listen to all the Polish jokes. Remember all the Polish jokes? Everybody had their turn. It's the LBGT letters. It's their turn now. And y'all just gotta take the joke and move on. That's it.
So Kevin, let me ask you. Kevin, are you seeing the same thing that I'm seeing though? That people are now coming after comedians?
Yeah, they coming after us because the thing with comedy is everything is funny until it happened to you. And then when it happened to you, just give it time. It'll be funny. And you gotta explain that. That's how comedy is. It's funny until it happened to you. And when it happens to you, you give it time, and then it'll be funny. And if you understand that, if your humor is coming from hate, you can tell people that's hate. That's not funny. Hate's not funny. Hate is not funny. If you're comic, you funny with it, you take it and you laugh and you go, it makes you better. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, something wrong with you. I laugh at myself every morning. I get up and look in the mirror. Well, I cry too, but I laugh first.
So Kevin, speaking of that, tell us what you've got coming up. Because I think, another thing, during the pandemic, when the shows were shut down, I know you were crying then because you couldn't get out and make your money. But, I thought comedy was such a valuable mental health tool during that pandemic. Just the way the comedians were able to do the shows. SNL made fun of when they had to do those first few shows, kind of like a Zoom setup. There was so many great jokes that came out of the pandemic. And comedy is, it's a kind of medical benefits of laughter, you know, and that's been proven. It's been proven. How did you make it through the pandemic yourself personally? And do you think people coming out of pandemic gave more respect to comedians for what you all do?
Well, what I did, when I was in quarantine, man, I worked hard on my act. I read more books about comedy. I watched movies about comedy. I just wrote. I just felt like this is the time to get better. This is the time to improve on what I've already created. I rewrote some jokes and just found other material to write about. Man, you find new stuff. You just go and you go, wow, this is just new. To be by yourself, man. I live by myself in the quarantine. Do you know how that was, man? I hated looking at myself. I would go in the mirror in the bathroom and be like, what are you looking at? Every time I come in the bathroom, you in here. What? So you see yourself, and you got to write that. You got to write it down and be funny. But I think now people are more appreciative to stand-up comedy because they missed it. They missed it. And we getting bigger crowds now. And it's so good to be able to make people laugh. So I'm so happy for that. And I want to thank everybody that come out to comedy shows. Keep doing it, y'all. My car almost paid off. Keep doing it.
And so how can we help you pay off your car, Kevin? As I know you got a show coming up. Tell everybody about this show that you're doing with a bunch of other great comedians here in this area.
Yes, it's the Chi-Town Comedy Battle, man. Y'all guys got to come out. It's 10 comics, some of the funniest comics in Chicago. It's myself and 9 other comics. I ain't gonna mention their name because they ain't get on the show. So it's me and 9 other comics. October 24th at the Tinley Park Convention Center. We going for $5,000. $5,000. You put your best 10 minutes up. Whoever win, walk away with $5,000. And they even have one for the females. They have 10 females before us, and they're gonna have the same comedy battle. And whoever wins, we're gonna be named King and Queen of Comedy of Chi-Town. So I want you guys to come out, support me, support the other comics that's in it, and show, because this is gonna be an all-out battle, man. And you guys it's gonna be so funny. So guys, come out, check it out, man.
Kev, make sure you add something
That
there
is great, man.
Make sure you add something there about my cousin Jason talking about people should storm the field. So make sure you talk about him and his nonsense.
Hey, you know what? Lance? I really enjoyed your segment on volleyball last week. Was that last week? That was so good. You know why, man? Because all I used to watch was women's volleyball, and I only watched it for the shorts.
See? I told you.
I watched 22 games of female volleyball in the Olympics in the summer, and I still don't know who won. I don't know who got the gold medal. I don't know.
The United States won the gold medal, Kevin. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Who won the silver? Nah,
See, that's why you need to tell. Are you giving Justin Fields advice to stay away from the volleyball players in Chicago?
No. Get at them, bro. Get at them. Get one of them my number.
Oh man! So the comedy show once again. It's in Tinley Park on October the 24th. You said that's a Sunday,
October
right?
24th, Sunday, October 24th. Man, get your tickets. You can go to comedylounge.com. That's comedy with a K. Comedylounge.com. You can buy your tickets there. I think they got a 2-for-1 special. If you mention my name in the code box with Kevin Williams, you can get 2 for 1, 2 tickets for 1. So just go to Comedy Lounge, KOMEDY Lounge, LOUGE.com.
Kevin, does a vodka and cranberry come with that also?
No, but I think they have some papaya juice from the corner store. Stop always asking about alcohol, man. You a role model.
I wasn't asking for me. I was asking.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, right.
I don't drink. What if you guys?
Yeah, so you say, Mr. Public Image.
I don't drink. Coaches don't drink. I'm not gonna.
He drank at my wedding, Kevin.
Really? You ain't seen that Irvin Meyer video? Coaches don't drink. Coaches don't drink.
I don't know what Urban Meyer was doing. That was his own restaurant.
Urban Meyer don't know what he was doing. He was with some woman who was not his wife.
Kevin, let me ask you this. So should football coaches fly back with the team, or should they fly back on their own?
Not if your woman, some strange woman been twerking on you. No, you need to take the mega bus home. You ain't no fly home. Mega bus.
Don't fly home, Kevin. Get on the mega bus.
Mega bus. How you gonna tell your team don't go out and party the night before? Your team gonna look at you. Have you seen that video with you in it, coach? Where was you?
That's the part I was like, whoa, coach, that wasn't a good move.
Especially when your teammate won a game all year.
They
ought to be out partying.
0-5, and you got somebody twerking on your lap.
Maybe was she from Chicago? I mean, I don't know. Y'all said she could have been from Chicago.
Look, check this out. If she would have, now check this out. If that video would have came out and they had won the Super Bowl, would we be talking about this right now? No. But you on 5. We need to talk.
You 0-5 now. You like, go home. Go home. Watch tape on the plane. Do what you have to do. I don't know.
Not having some women twerking on you.
I agree. All right. What? Hey, that's our guy, Kevin Williams. Again, check out the show, everybody. We all need some laughter in our life, man. It is a stressful thing to live in this world, man. So you gotta get some laughter in, man. Laughter makes the world go round, man. And check out these comics, man. They're doing some stand-up stuff. We got Kevin's shirt. Oh man, I like that. Hold on, man. Oh, look at that. Man, he's all over. He all over everything. We got Cash Apps and Twitter things and YouTube. Damn, Kev, where are you not?
Jay, can you get us? Kevin, I'm not going to ask for a free shirt. How much are those shirts so I could purchase one of those?
These?
Yes, sir.
I got 4 payments left on my car, $500.
Why did I ask that? I'm about to be quiet. I'm not saying nothing else.
I almost freaked out. Kevin was taking off his shirt. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh my God, y'all are too much. Hey man, thanks a lot for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. Stop picking on my White Sox, and God, I need us to win because Kevin is ready to rip me all over Facebook if we lose. So,
who put that up? This show is going to win.
Oh, guys, man. Hey, that's Kevin Williams, everybody. Thanks a lot, Kev. We're going to take a commercial break. And then we'll be back with more What's Up, Cuz.
Woo-wee, you silly cuz. I thought I was.
Let's get back to normal. How do we do that? Wear a mask, wash your hands, stand 6 feet apart, get tested, and most important, roll up your sleeve and get the shot.
Get the shot. Get the shot.
Get the shot.
I got the shot. I got the shot.
I got the shot.
I got the shot.
I got the shot.
I got the shot, and so should you.
You see me.
You hear me.
Respect me.
Respect. Due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others.
We don't have to agree, but I deserve to be heard. I stand my ground. Respect me.
We don't have to be friends, but I deserve your civility. I stand my ground. Respect me.
You don't have to understand my culture, but I deserve to be authentically myself. I stand my ground. Respect me.
I stand in defiance of your need to make me less in order for you to feel adequate.
I stand.
I stand aware that the America that you see and love today is a result of my free labor.
I stand.
I stand knowing that the contempt you have for me was not instigated by me, but perpetuated by the fear you have of me. I stand.
I stand surviving your many attempts to emasculate me. Indeed, I thrive despite it.
I stand realizing that you take many things from me, but I will not allow you to take my respect.
I am a man.
I am a proud man.
I am a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputedly, unapologetically a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputedly, unapologetically a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputably, unapologetically a proud black man.
Respect me. I have done more than enough to deserve it, and still you withhold it.
The bill is past due.
You owe me.
Respect me. Respect me.
Respect me.
This might be it after the adrenaline and everything. Gotta put the spell on Alvarez. Another 3-2.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, Lancey Irvin. That clip we were playing was from last night's game. And Lance, I don't know if you saw, they called him Kane Guy. There was a older guy at the White Sox game last night who was holding the cane and putting the heebie-jeebies or the wally-woolies or something on the Houston player. I was like, oh, who the hell is this guy? But okay, if that's what works, that's what works. And it worked. He got a strikeout of Alvarez there to get us out of that inning. I'm not sure if you saw that, but I was wondering what you thought of our guy, Kane Guy.
Yeah. I mean, did it work? I mean,
it worked. They won, so yeah, bring it back.
I mean, yeah, bring it back. I mean, I like the fastball though, but we can bring Kane Guy back. Hey Jay, you know how it is. Kane Guy got 5 minutes of fame. Now they gonna bring him back. Matter of fact, you and I need to come up with something too, Jay, so we get tickets to the game and sit.
Bring him back. The White Sox have offered this man free tickets to the game tomorrow.
What did I? And Jay, I didn't even know.
They're writing petitions for this guy. I saw somebody trying to put the man's face on a shirt, which I think is illegal. I think you can't intellectual property or something, but. People in Chicago don't, they're making this man a folk hero. So he's supposed to be at the game tomorrow, from what I understand.
Hey, Jay, was he missing work, though? I mean, I guess
that dude look like he's probably in retirement age.
Exactly. But, Jay, what's your thoughts on Kane Guy?
I like Kane Guy. I thought he was cool. He had good seats, which means he got a lot of money because them seats he was sitting in, they were going for like damn near $1,000.
Also, he in prime real estate.
He was right behind the TV, cameraman, so he got a good shot. So Kane, man, I think he's coming back to the game tomorrow. So
Kane Guy don't need free tickets then. He need to donate those tickets to people in the hood. Kane Guy donate the tickets. Give Kane Guy a couple so he can auction them off to some of those that's less fortunate to Kane Guy. Believe it or not.
Oh God!
Hey Jay, I tell you what I wanted to ask you and Kevin.
What's up?
When does a comedian go too far? When is it too far? That's the next time we get Kevin on. I'm gonna ask him that.
You know,
When is
I
this
think
too far?
I think the example is, what was the guy? What y'all got? Is his name Richards? The guy who was on
Did we
was
talk
he on
about this
Frasier?
before?
The guy that was on the guy. No, I can't. Keith Richards, is that his name? No,
I'm
I
not sure.
can't remember his name now. The guy who was on was he on Seinfeld? He was on Seinfeld. My
I
wife
think I
knows the
remember.
guy.
Gotcha.
That guy, he was like Seinfeld's neighbor, and he
Okay.
did a stand-up routine like about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
He was getting heckled by a guy, and he started calling him the N-word, like serious,
Oh,
like
gotcha.
you
Yeah.
were in. You ain't nobody come here to see you, and your people
Mhm.
was enslaved. He like went crazy, and it kind of ended his career. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's going too far.
That's going way too far. Cause like you said, Jay, you did a good job. I mean, people want to laugh, but you got to understand when it's going too far. That's the only thing I wanted to say. Because I think laughter is the key, right? And in the end, Kevin said something good. I think people fight until they start talking about you most of the time too. So
Yeah.
we'll see. That's a tough field, but I like comedians, and we all need to laugh from time to time.
Yeah, the guy that played Kramer. Thank you, Armando. That's him. The guy who played Kramer. I think his last name is Richards. I can't remember. But I wanted to talk about Kane, guys, and we did talk about him because I just thought that was hilarious. And that the people, there's like an actual movement of this guy.
Wow.
So, Chicago people. But we also got some other really good news on one of our former guests. So wanted to talk about what he is doing. Today is finally the day. Congratulations to our good friend of the show, Evan Moore. His book, Game Misconduct, about hockey's toxic culture, it is out as of today. You can pre-order your copies. I think it's in bookstores actually technically tomorrow, but there was a pre-sale that went out today. I've got his book coming on my Kindle. It should be coming on my Kindle at midnight. And I'm going to read the book because I'm writing a review for it. I'm writing a review for my website, jcoydenreports.com, which is my new website. I'm going to write a review of his book, but I got some heads up on what's inside of it. I know this is going to be a really damn good book, but congratulations to Evan Moore, man. It's been a long process for him, not just writing the book, but getting the book out, getting it published, and getting all the pre-media hyped about the books. And we have a lot of people who've been guests on our show who've gotten products out, and we try to promote those books. AC Earl came on here, he promoted his book. Our girl from the tennis association, whose name is blanking on me right now,
Katrina Adams.
Adams' book. Thank you.
Miley Davis had a book that was on the show. Walter Bond had his book.
Walter Bond. Our guy Scoop Jackson, the ESPN. Scoop had his book. So we love you. If you're writing a book too, come on our show. We love to promote it. Because Lance and I read a lot. Yeah.
Hey Jay, we do a lot of reading on the show.
Yes, we do. We do.
We do a lot of reading.
Congratulations to Evan, man. I know that was a long, I was talking to him throughout that process. He's like, this is just a pain in the ass. And, I'm working on a couple books myself. So, I'll call Evan, man, how the hell did you come up with this? And how'd you get around that? So he's been really good with that. The other thing I want to say is I'm going to remember what Kevin said about being comedy, and we have to learn how to take jokes, but I'm not going to joke on this one. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, which is the former Columbus Day, depending on where you live in America, because in some places in America, it's still Columbus Day. And it also depends on where you live, apparently in the state of Illinois, because some people are refusing to give up Columbus Day and recognize Indigenous People Day. This is one of those things that we're going to deal with as a society because people don't want to accept change. And, more than people not wanting to accept change, Lance, people don't want to own up to bad things that happened in the past. And there were a lot of terrible, inhumane things that happened to Indigenous people in this country. And we have to recognize that, but I don't know how we're going to do that because they don't even want to teach critical race theory in Texas. They made it illegal to tell the truth about Black history. So, this is a step in the right direction. What I'm personally doing, because here's my thing. My degree is in African-American studies, but I learned most about what I learned about Black history when I got into college. I had a basis for it in grammar school and high school in Chicago, but I didn't really get in-depth knowledge on the history of our own people until I got to college. And then I became African American Studies major. So, of course, I found out a lot about it. However, we wouldn't talk jack shit about Native Americans. And I just need to say that. And I think it's a disgrace that here's a whole group of people who damn near got wiped off the face of the earth, whose land got stolen, and we're not teaching nobody about it. And we don't want nobody to know the truth about it. And that bothers me. As a journalist, I'm about trying to find the truth. And that really, really bothers me. I know you taught in the school system. And I know how teachers often feel like they can't really teach the truth and what's going on. There's a great book called Lies My Teacher Told Me by Joseph Lowden. I recommend everybody read that book.
I need to get that.
What I'm doing, though, is I am trying to learn as much as I can about the indigenous people's culture, which is a very wide culture, depending on which particular tribe you're talking about. And, you know, all Black people always joke that, yeah, we got Indian in our family. Now, they don't know what part Indian they are, but they gonna say that. So that's how I'm doing it on Indigenous Peoples Day. You know, I'm trying to learn a little bit about their history.
You know what? History is key, right? And at the end of the day, we all should try to read and learn. And like you were saying about African American history, I was blessed that my father, you know, and mother, you know, they would give us books so we could read. And Grandma Eva was still around, Jay, and your mother, and many others. And, you know, we have a rich history in our family. So just being able to get knowledge from them, because oftentimes in the school system, like you said, Jay, they really wasn't teaching us about. They really wasn't teaching us. They know it, and I know it, and we all know it, right? So just being able to read and understand, and Paula, brother, Pastor Derek Rice, lately been able to talk to him about different things and stuff, and he recommends books for us to read also. Because we need to know and understand, Jay, it's more than what teachers tell us, right? And sometimes the things they have us studying, that we need to be studying other stuff. And my wife is a school teacher. So at the end of the day, I'm just telling you, we learned a lot of stuff you learned from reading other books and things.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, there are plenty of, you know, there are documentaries that are on TV tonight to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. You can Google anything you want in this world. You know, I'm not telling you to spend your whole day doing it, but, you know, take a little time out of your day to try to find it out. You know, everybody... Well, here's the funny thing that I love about this, Lance, because, you know, that thing 23andMe, you remember, you know, about 23andMe and all those DNA finding things.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know, when people trying to find their family history, and then they find out they mixed up with a whole lot of stuff. And that's my point. You know, people want to play this, I'm pure this. Ain't nobody pure, because everybody was boning everybody. Everybody was having sex with everybody. Everybody was impregnating everybody.
You think, and you know how many times, and some of that was not consensual. You know what I mean? Like think about, think about how throughout the centuries people just coming pillaging and you know taking advantage and doing all that stuff. So yeah,
without a doubt, man. But I mean, it was a lot of messing around going on. Legit messing around going on. And so everybody is mixed up. Ain't nobody pure nothing. So we all need to learn from each other's culture. We're all a part of the human race, and we all need to just kind of concentrate on that, man. Because, you know, we tearing each other apart at the seams over some of the other stuff, man. Jesus Christ.
I refuse, Jay. At the end of the day, we all put here to serve one another and love each other, right? So at the end of the day, I'm trying to uplift people, but I'm also learning about our history too, right? Hey, Jay, no, I'm making a point to understand and learn about our history also. Everybody should understand their history.
I agree. And hey, for my final thought here tonight, as we get ready to end the show, I just want to provide some proof for you people.
What you provide proof of?
I'm providing proof about the Texas A&M situation. As you can see, I was not storming the field. That is me and my wife chilling.
You know what?
We are in the stands. I am not storming the field. I don't want to hear people talk about Jason was down there storming the field and Kevin Williams trying to get facial recognition technology and all that. We too old to be storming some damn field. I'm not going to be out there breaking my ankle because we won against Alabama. So, no, I was not out there storming the field. And I will not do it now. About 30 years ago, I'd have been storming the field.
You would have stormed the Irvin. Did you hear? We won, and I would have been storming the field 30 years ago. We won. Unbelievable. And you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and be. We won, Irvin. Hey, everybody know I pulled for Michigan. Hey, shout out to Texas A&M for winning that game. But you know you wanted to run on the field because you told me your knee was hurting. That's the only reason you were storming the field. Be honest.
I mean,
what's up, Irvin?
Like as a fan, I don't know. I was playing the game. You know what I mean? Like so, like high school, cause like I was playing because I was never thinking about, oh yeah, let's go storm the field the entire time. But I mean, I would imagine you understand. You having fun. You're young. There's probably some, there's something being passed around. So I'm sure you're a little loose and you want to go have some more fun. And I don't see it as a dangerous thing, but now that you keep pointing out, $1 million athletes that are potential future stars, Lance, like I get the risk.
But
I understand the risk.
But like Jason bring up a great point. I've been a part when people storm the court before. It's a good feeling for the students, right? At the end of the day, that's a part of being in college, doing stuff that people don't think you should do, especially adults. But everybody gets caught up in a moment. And after a win like that, Jay, I'm saying they shouldn't have stormed it, but I could understand why they stormed it. And it looked like it's a lot of fun, to be totally honest. Like I said, I've been a part of some of those, and you're like, oh my goodness, people come from everywhere.
Right. It's a mob, though. You know what I mean?
It is when you do the unexpected, too, because it's very few people that thought Texas A&M was going to beat Alabama. Was I pulling for A&M? Yeah, I was pulling for A&M, but Alabama, they're awfully good, though. And Texas A&M played a great game. So, I mean, they should be able to storm. But sometimes, Jay, I was shocked that they didn't have anything to secure it. Because when the clock started getting down, I'm like, oh, it's about to come. But tough.
Yeah. Just they're gonna be college kids. They're gonna do dumb stuff. They college kids. Think about it. Again, like I even said earlier, we just stopped tearing down the goalposts. People actually thought that was a great idea to climb up against a goalpost 20 feet in the air and then say, hey, let's try to pull this thing down on purpose.
On top of each other because we won.
And Jay, to jump on that bar, the bar's like, what, 10, 11 feet high? So he's jumping on the bar, pulling it down like Irvin said.
Let's flip over this car and burn it down because we won.
You can't. It's stupidity. There's no doubt about it. But they 20-something. That's why they pay so much in auto insurance. Okay. What do you want me to say,
Lance? If you ever want to see the worst example of what we're talking about, go look at the Philadelphia Eagles celebration. Go look at what Philadelphia did after they won the Super Bowl. And I get it was their first Super Bowl, but I thought it was World War III. I thought something like serious had got, like there was fires in the streets. People were standing on top of hotel awnings, jumping on the awnings. It was insane.
Like you said, it's like, what makes you want to burn up a car, though? Like, come on. Why would you burn up a car?
They do. It's just people do this stuff. And he's right. In Philadelphia, I saw a man climb to the top of a city light pole. A city light pole, Lance, you know how high in the air that thing is? And not only are you high in the air, the thing is full of electricity, you moron. If you break it, you're going to electrocute yourself. So, the human mind never ceases to amaze me.
Hey, we need to have Kevin Williams on the show once every 2 months. You cracking jokes, Irvin cracking jokes, man. I need to just laugh. We need to laugh. Jay, you said you moron.
Oh, God, man. People just, I see it as a journalist all the time, man. And so, see, Armando, I was working on Division when the Bulls won and they flipped cars. Ooh, That's reminded me of the story about us, Lance.
What's that?
Remember in 1992 when the Bulls beat Portland? And you were coming south down Stony Island with the girl you were dating, and then I was on the back of the Jeep with Eric jumping up.
So like, the truth comes out.
I wasn't cheering for the Bulls. I was just sitting there like, dang. They actually lost. You know, I was pulling for Portland because D used to play for Portland.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of money that's been lost. But I wasn't rooting for the Bulls. I was running around when the Pistons won.
But he was in that car with his girl. I mean, he can say what he wants. He was sitting there. He was out there participating. Now, I admit I was an active participant in the riot of 92. I will admit that, you know, the statute of limitations is up, so I ain't going to jail. But I was definitely an active participant, and we were riding on the back of my boy Eric, his sister, boyfriend. He had a Jeep, and we were on the back of the Jeep. And all I remember seeing Lance like, that's my little cousin. What the hell is he doing on the back?
I was like, who's that moron?
The stories I could tell.
I'm not fooling with you. I'm not fooling with you. Ooh, boy. That was the good old days.
Oh, God. All right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's show. We are going to check out of here. We got more guests next week. Next week, we're going to talk Bulls. We're going to talk some Bulls with our guy, James Gilmore. He's coming on the show. We're going to talk with him. And you got our girl, Kiki, coming on the show, right?
We got Kiki, Division I basketball ref, high school, college Division I. Kiki is doing it. And you're a big-time ref. So we're going to definitely have, because when we had, I can't remember who we had on the show. When we had Brandon Reeves on the show, we talked about other experiences, other things that we do. And we talked about refereeing, so we're going to definitely have Kiki on the show. Kiki Shoulders, our girl Kiki. Jay, you screen
all right. Sounds great.
Okay,
sounds great. All right. Oh. Yeah, it keeps freezing, but we all right. You know, Mark Zuckerberg's still mad from last week. You know, what can you say? All right. We are out of here. Let's go White Sox. We're going to win this thing in 5. I don't care what nobody say. We still in this fight. We're going to win this thing. The Bears playing the Packers, go beat them Packers this week. And the Blackhawks open their season October 13th in Colorado. Let's see if we can get this season off to a good start in our Chicago Sky. Hopefully next time we come back, we are talking about a world championship for the Chicago Sky. For my cousin, Lance C. Irvin, for our producer, Ivan Vargas, I'm Jason Palmer. We are out of here. Peace out.
Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise. High as the listening skies, let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, we will march on till victory. We will march on till victory. Let us march on victory.